Good morning and good evening to everybody tuning in. I say that because somewhere around the world it's the afternoon, the morning, and or the evening. You know, I got a lot of people to curse out, got a lot of news to break, well, critique in this case, because we're not breaking it. Oh, we got an extra. Uh, Hold on, people. Let me check this. There you go. All right, so I got a lot of people to curse out, and I got some news to critique, and some people to curse out while I do it. So before we get into that, we got to get into this because I got to warn you about the language. Please do remember that the New Right Party channel and the New Red Party show is sponsored by patriots like you. And as long as you're sending these donations, it allows me to create the content and continue to make these motherfuckers sick. As you were.
He's on fire!
First is the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it. First is the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it.
CEO. Bullshit. Paying for the pussy. I endorse it. Riding through the city. That's my all. Hey everybody. Shout out to everybody in the building. I was with Shannon and we went to Walmart. It was getting cold. So Shannon wanted to get onesies. So I tricked Shannon into getting the Care Bear onesie. And I just got me this night before Christmas robe. So I guess we all win, because I wasn't putting no fucking onesie on. She wasn't gonna get me in them pictures of them compromising onesies. It will remind me to the night in question of when I was sexually assaulted by Hillary Clinton and Rosie O'Donnell. Hold on, people. This is a great friend of mine. I have to answer this. I'm currently live on my show right now. And you are playing PlayStation with a red controller. You think you lit right now. But you need to be watching my show. Put that shit down, pause that shit, and go to YouTube right now and watch my show. Alright. I'm sorry, people. So like I was saying, on the night of question, during the time when I was sexually assaulted by Hillary Clinton and Rosie O'Donnell, they put K2 in my blunt. I woke up in the onesie with the nipples cut out, and both of them was on either side of me, licking my nipples. It's the most horrible thing I've ever had happen to me. I don't want to talk about it. I can't. Let's get into some news, though, people. Good morning, everybody. Y'all know on the late night show, that's the werewolf hour. You get a lot more sound effects. In the morning, you're going to get some claps. You might get a Rick James moment here or there, but the nighttime shows I am reserving for full, unadulterated Rick James. When you tune in at night, except for last night. Last night, it was just... I just needed, sometimes with everything that you do with whatever it is, when you have so many people that you're trying to help, trying to stop you from helping them, it becomes exasperating, to say the least. So when I have dumbass artists like T.I. coming out, and he's a pretend gangster. He's a pretend gangster because real gangsters understand business. Real gangsters understand that you will have to meet with people that you do not agree with and or like in order to acquire the greater good, which is peace and prosperity. Every gangster in history, although they were violent, they all were men of compromise and in some ways, and in most ways, integrity. This is the reason why, as a gangster, organized crime, I can tell you, flourished. Because the rules that applied to the game applied. And the moment people started to circumvent the rules is when the whole thing fell apart. Shout out to the $10 donation from DeAnti Pelosi. Thank you. I can't no longer glorify the gangster lifestyle, but I can assure you that the gangster lifestyle has got me to the point where I am right now. A real man, certified, self-made, been through it all. And I'm real enough to sit here and tell you when I'm right or when I'm wrong. When the shit that I'm doing or have done was stupid and detrimental, or if it really fucking helped. Here it is, T.I. appears to be the most cavalier and well-articulate rapper that you may come across. This is a big fucking act. Because if he actually was intelligent, the first thing he would have done was he would have been there to talk to Donald Trump. If he really cared about Black America, he would have been there to talk to Donald Trump. He would have took a temperature of who Donald Trump was, and he would have made his own decisions based on the contingency of what he himself found out. Because no real man bases his opinion off of hearsay and gossip. No real gangster bases his opinion on anyone off of hearsay and fucking gossip. You know why? Because that's shit the females do. That's not for no fucking gangster. Gangsters don't whisper, he said, she said about other gangsters. Gangsters go up to him and say, hey, what's going on with this, that, and the third? Because this is what's being said. I've disclosed to you on the show yesterday, fucking guns all in my fucking crib, legally owned. And I can't legally own them. But legally, if someone comes in this house right now and they try to hurt me or Shannon, I have the legal right and obligation to use any firearm near me to eradicate the threat. T.I. was a felon and he had a wife who's a multi-millionaire platinum selling album. You know what the fuck I mean. A platinum recording artist. Multi-millionaire. All the guns that he had, he could have legally had in his home. Is it the thought of having to think that you need to be tough this way because this is how gangsters do it to get it done? Because that's not how gangsters do it and get it done. Nope, that's not how. Never in the history has it been that. And if anything, there could have been one gun in the house. Were you going to go to war with the people who lived in your house? It's a lot of fucking firearms. You're only one person. Who the fuck was you going to war against? By all means, you get to have everything that you had in your house. But you had them the way that a dumbass nigga would have them. The way that a nigga who ain't a fucking real leader would have them. And in doing so would jeopardize his fucking family and having them shits there in the fucking first place when all them shits could have been there legally, dummy. Who the fuck are you to critique what the fuck Kanye West does? You not Kanye West's daddy, nigga. This nigga don't gotta ask you for permission to go talk to somebody else. Nigga, you stupid? All you niggas lost your mind to be cool? You're not being cool for black people, nigga. You being cool for white liberals. Every real gangster, shout out to Treyway. You know, I don't always agree with everything that they do. I don't like a lot of shit that 6ix9ine does. But the one thing I've never got on here and done is I've never down talked what it is that they're doing. I may say that a lot of shit I don't agree with, I don't like the new music, all this other shit, but I never make it my business to go in and destroy these individuals that are trying to do something for themselves. I do say that the left uses people that they can manipulate and people that are uneducated. And they personify it. Say that all day. But the CEO of Tradeway Entertainment said some shit. He said, all these rappers talking about Kanye West is pussy. And I agree with them. I agree with them being pussy. Every last one of them. Any rapper that's come out and called Kanye West anything but a fucking genius is pussy. Donna Lemon has white dick plowed in his ass every single night. He goes home and put the same pink meat in his fucking mouth. Just as so as I'm sucking on some pink pussy, he's sucking on some pink dick. Donna Lemonade does not speak for the hood. Shannon has been in the hood more times than Don Lemon. Shannon can tell you what the heart of Brooklyn looks like. Don Lemon cannot tell you that. Don Lemon sits behind a desk. Donna Lemonade is losing all her fucking weave and has lost her fucking mind with coming out and telling you that somehow Donna Lemonade is qualified to talk for Black America, but Kanye West isn't. He's telling you that someone that has survived the inner city, the single parent household, the welfare state, gang violence, to become a musical genius, philanthropist, loving husband and father. That this man wouldn't have the qualifications. This is not the only dumbass you're going to hear that from, because today's show, I got some dumbasses I got to break down.
Against anyone who violates their orthodoxy. Most recently, someone like a Kanye West or Justice Brett Kavanaugh. They felt their scorn.
Mind you again, no one attacked Jim Brown. No one attacked Jim Brown. You know why? Jim Brown's success didn't start with the liberals giving him a chance. Do you know why the liberals feel like they can attack Kanye West? Kanye West was a child musically born through Rockefeller Records who was owned and controlled by white liberals. Leon Conan and all the other cohorts that were all liberals. Russell Simmons, who has tons of fucking sexual allegations against him, who we don't hear shit about, who Democrats and black liberals don't talk shit about Russell Simmons, as he continued to deny the claims against him. They don't villainize him. They don't say that you should believe all of his believers. They're actually sweeping it under the fucking rug.
Tonight, as we barrel toward the midterms, we'll reveal the latest attacks and the possible political fallout. Tucker Carlson, Raymond Arroyo, Corey Lewandowski, Howie Kurtz, all here, and many more. But first,
we're not going to really get into that.
Kanye West pylon.
This is what we're going to get into.
The outrageous attacks on Kanye West continue as the left pulls its hair out over this meeting that Kanye had yesterday with...
Mind you, it wasn't a meeting. This was not a meeting that he had with Donald Trump. This was a visit for lunch. This was a visit for lunch. This wasn't a meeting. This wasn't a meeting. This was a lunch. They had lunch. And over lunch, you can discuss ideas. But this wasn't a meeting. They've already met prior already. They've already had prior discussions already. This man has been sending his wife to the Oval Office back and forth to go deal with Donald Trump. And you know why initially? Because he realized that y'all couldn't attack his wife. That liberals wouldn't attack his wife. And if they did, it would go on deaf ears because Kim really got that sauce. The moment he stepped out as a black man and said anything about Donald Trump, this is what happened. The left media did not attack the Kardashians this way. The only people that they attack in the way that they can this way are the ones that they build up. And since Kim Kardashian's rise to stardom happened over a tape, which we don't know how it got out there, but that's what gave her a celebrity. She kind of got up on her own, from her own demand. She took business in her own hands with her mom. Her mom was very, very smart. And instead of having hand out to people, people came to her with their hand out, and she set her own terms. You cannot be a black man and have your own fucking brain in this country, because if you do, Lord help you, these fucking white liberal racists will come to destroy everything that you have. Black people are living in constant fear in the cities they live in, from the police forces over policing because they're told they have to, because they're being forced to meet quotas, to keep a statistical count down and lowered and lowered and lowered and lowered and lowered and lowered and lowered. To African Americans feeling trapped inside the neighborhoods they lived in because the neighborhoods aren't offering them enough opportunities to either transform the neighborhood for the better or to actually just leave the neighborhood, period, and go somewhere where you can actually be a better person. The majority of the black people you meet will tell you, why vote? It doesn't count. They will only vote during presidential elections. White liberals know this. They never really count on a black vote for House or Senate votes, or they never count on a black vote for that. They count on that black vote to get that motherfucker that big hat and that big chair. Now they understand that they can't count on that vote anymore. Because now, some black people feel like, shit, I didn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton at all. I didn't vote at all. The majority of black people you ask about this last election will tell you they didn't vote at all. They didn't vote at all. They were turned off by both candidates. You know why they were turned off by both candidates? Because through the history of living in black America, they know who the Clintons are. And then they were lied to by people on TV about Donald Trump. See, black people are so frustrated, they don't know which way to go, which way to turn, or who the fuck to believe. So someone like Kanye West stood up and said, hey, I stood up for y'all before and told you about George Bush. I'm going to stand up for you now and tell you that he's not George Bush. He's going to listen. I love this guy. This guy has great vision. I feel he's compassionate. And I believe Kanye. Because after all the research I've done about this man, Donald Trump, the one thing I keep seeing is he's done a lot for fucking black America. Period.
President Trump. Now check this out. MSNBC guest Michael Eric Dyson, you've seen him a lot on cable news. He pretty much called Kanye just too stupid to talk to the president on any issues regarding race, and trying to just give the president cover on what he really is, I guess, just a white nationalist. Watch.
We, as African-American people...
As I said last night, watch this nigga blah, 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 and try to rhyme everything together. He is on Biggie dick and Tupac dick so much that it's fucking ridiculous. All he tries to do is try to go back to talk about individuals who wouldn't even talk to this motherfucker if they was alive. Tupac wouldn't respect this motherfucker. No civil rights leaders ever in history loved or appreciated the liberals. Tupac mother, Afeni Shakur, was a fucking Black Panther. They fought the fucking liberals. That's who they fought. That's who they were against. Look at the chapters of the Black Panther Party. Where were they started? In liberal fucking states. He would have never been for Hillary Clinton if Tupac was alive. Never. Not once, ever, would he? No.
People cannot stand idly by while you give cover to a man who is proved to be a white supremacist.
Donald Trump should sue this fucking nigga on CNN saying this shit. Anybody saying some unfounded shit and they're not saying in my opinion, they're saying it as an actual fact. When you're a brand or a company or a business, when people say shit like that, look, when Oprah came out about the meat industry and said the meat was tainted and it was mad cow disease, and the meat industry took a plummet and was hurt by her comments, they was gonna sue that bitch about that shit. They was gonna sue Oprah Winfrey for making that comment. She had to go back and retract her statement from what she said. That way she wouldn't be held legally accountable for the shit that she said. Donald Trump is the president, but before he became the president, he's a business. He is the face of the business. His name is the namesake of the business. He's a walking business. The things that you say about a business on TV can affect the shares of the company, the productivity of the company, and the chairman and the board members of the company. When you make such salacious allegations, unfounded, and you have nothing to back it up, it leaves you legally responsible. If I was Donald Trump, I would sue the shit out of this nigga. This nigga needs to be living in San Francisco, and he needs to live downtown Los Angeles in a fucking tent. When I'm done with this motherfucker, this would be the only suit that he would have wore, because he would have had to continue to wear that same suit every day to court, because everything else I would have owned that shit. Who gassing these niggas to run up here and say this dumb shit? As if Donald Trump doesn't have the money and the resources to crush them. If he was really racist, then he would start crushing them. If he was really racist, he would make sure he would go out his way to crush the opposition. No bad words could be said about him. Instead, he's letting you make a fool of yourself continuously to say shit about him that you can't even fucking prove. Then you got sucker ass rappers like T.I. trying to disrespect his gorgeous fucking wife because his wife looks better than T.I.'s. I said it. Get mad, nigga. Get mad, nigga. All the training, all that fake fraud shit you do, nigga, none of that shit's gonna work, boy. I've been doing this shit my whole life, nigga. The jaw gets cracked around here, boy. Fuck out of here with the fraud shit, nigga. I can look at your soft little knuckles and I can see nothing protruding out of them shits, nigga, to understand what it's hitting for, nigga. Fuck out of here, boy. Yo, I'm gonna have to holler at my niggas for money and violence, man. That nigga don't get no pass no more coming in the fucking hood, man. Straight up, man. Nigga, we gotta live together, nigga. That nigga don't live near us, nigga. Understand that, cuz. Shout out to the $2 ass dropping Jolly. Thank you, mama. Nigga, we gotta live in that hood. I already put it out there. Ain't no Crip against Kanye West. On Crip, cuz. Every Crip is for Kanye West. Kanye West has the whole New York City right now to his motherfucking self. Anytime Kanye comes in New York City, that nigga's getting the fucking red and blue carpet treatment. You understand? I just had a fucking big blood on my fucking Instagram when one of my fucking homies, man. He's a real big blood in New York, man. Shout out to Drip. Shout out to Drip. Shout out to Drip. Shout out to Drip, man. You just went under one of them comments that had to throw some flames under that shit. You know why? Because real niggas are understanding. That was Uber guy. He just hit me up. I don't know. I think Uber guy know I'm live, but we want to see. Bro, I'm the big Crip. You must not follow my Instagram, cuz. Before all this shit happened, cuz, I'm the big crip. My set from California, boy. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Nigga, I had to go to Cali and put work in with real gang bangers, cuz. I lived in Cali for years. I've been going back and forth for years. By myself, cuz. Get into that fucking money, nigga. So can't nobody sit there and tell me about no gangster shit. T.I.'s not a fucking gangster, man. T.I. is not a fucking gangster, man. He's a dummy. You never attack someone trying to lift you up. I didn't hear one thing in this whole conversation he had with Trump that said, for me. Because he said, for people. Factories so people can have jobs. He said, free Larry Hoover. Because Larry Hoover literally has the power to stop the fucking killing in Chicago. Larry Hoover's been in jail before I was fucking born. Or in around the time of my inception. He's been in jail for a long time, over 20 some odd years. We all know that we don't remain the same person we once was. If by releasing this one man, you can stop the killing in Chicago, why not release that one man? The left don't want you to do it. Because the left is the people that locked him up in the first place when he changed his life and started to advocate against violence and change in Chicago. And the moment he started to do that, the left went and got that ass up out of there. Like they do to every fucking black leader they get their hands on. The moment your ass choose to wake people up and be better is the moment they coming for you, nigga. Be sure of that. Why the fuck do you think the only people black they have talking for black people are women and gay men? They only let black gay niggas talk for black men. The majority of black men aren't gay. But they lead these two feminine duos to represent the black community because they do not want the assertive aggression that comes with the black male and his understanding of what the fuck is really going on. They remove him from the home so the children do not have discipline and self-fucking-respect. So the only one there to tutor the children are the fucking women. The black community is being raised by black women who are overly emotional and emotionally charged and sent out there to do the shit that's being done. And they only use black women to destroy black men because they understand that's the key. The black women. By controlling her heart, her emotions, her mind, and her fucking wallet. You will hear more black women currently say they do not need a man in their lives than you would have 15 years ago. And that's all women. All liberal women. They've removed God. They've removed the man. What the fuck do you not see happening in front of your face? I just showed a bitch on my Instagram running up on a man with his hands up, and this bitch is punching him all in the stomach and all type of shit, and then goes to court and says that she was just defending herself. Hold the fuck up, man. Hold the fuck up, people, man. I don't think y'all catching me, man. Hold on, so I'm gonna go to my Instagram real quick. We're gonna get back into the news. This is the show. Y'all know I be in and out and everywhere the fuck I wanna be, man. Alright. Let me show this to you. This little Chinese bitch is no Chung Lee. Because if she was, she would have finished him with the first hit. So she don't even get no props from the fucking Asian community because the Asian community would have been like, we hit harder than that. This bitch is a liberal. Once you go liberal, you lose your racial identity and you just become a soybean.
That video shows Falarka repeatedly punching a man. The man had both hands up.
She's a professor. She's a professor at a college teaching children and indoctrinating them into the same hateful shit that this bitch is outside doing.
Walking to a line of police officers.
We all need to start going to the professors teaching our children when we go to college, because I know when I have a child, I'm going to every one of my child. My kid's going to a conservative school. But either way, shape, or form, they'll be homeschooled first and they'll be going to a conservative college. But either way, shape, or form, I'm still going to go meet every professor. And I'm going to let every professor know that if in any way, shape, or form, my kid comes home telling me that you're telling them some indoctrinated bullshit about globalism. I will come here with my 357 and I will take a leg out.
Officers for help. Falarka and others dragged the man down and kicked him. Prosecutors charged Falarka with 1 count of felony assault and 2 misdemeanor counts of inciting and participating in a riot. Falarka did not enter a plea today. Her lawyers are still waiting for all the documents on the case.
These charges are false against me. They should be dropped. Standing up against fascism and the rise of Nazism and fascism.
She's a fascist. She's a Nazi. That's literally what it is that she was doing, that she said she was fighting against. This is what the left does. They're racist towards blacks, and then they tell you that the conservatives are the ones racist towards blacks. I promise you. They're anti-God. They tell you, do not pray to God. Give me the power. Let me put your life in my hands, and let me continue to ruin it. While I blame it on white conservatives. If you are a white liberal man, and you are tired of seeing all of the dumb shit being done by Democrats. If you are tired of waking up and being told somehow you are guilty for some shit that happened 400 years ago. If you are waking up and you are seeing people around you over emotionally charged and acting too fucking feminized, then you need to come join this fucking conservative party. You need to come join the new death row. I'm gonna make conservatism so fucking cool, man. Everybody gonna want to be a conservative. Everybody gonna want to get to this money and put their hustle to get into this money, raise their families, take care of their loved ones, and be out here to make sure that it happens and live an old fucking age, get into the fucking money and having a good time doing it. I'm gonna make this conservative shit so fucking cool and fly. I'm gonna show you just how bummy the left really is. When you go and you look at them, look how they dress. Look how they smell. Look how their appearance are. They don't give a fuck about the appearance of themselves and all that shit. Filthy, filthy creatures.
Racism in this country is not a crime. We have a right to defend ourselves.
Her attorney blames police officers for not stepping in.
Her attorney blames police officers for not stepping in and stopping her from assaulting this man. We have a right to defend ourselves. That man should have smacked the shit out of that bitch, because that's what I would have done.
And earlier to keep the peace.
I think anyone has the right to self-defense. And I think what's shown on that video is partial and incomplete.
Falarka is scheduled to teach at her Berkeley Middle School at the end of the month. The school legally cannot fire her.
Berkeley, California, people. Berkeley, California.
Unless she's convicted of a felony. That video shows Falarka repeatedly punching a man. The man had both hands up, walking to a line of police officers for help. Falarka and others dragged the man down and kicked him. Prosecutors charged Falarka with 1 count of felony assault and 2 misdemeanor counts of inciting and participating in a riot. Falarka did not enter a plea today.
If that was me, I would have found all my assailants that was arrested by name. I would have went to their home and residence, and I would have fucked them up. I would have had Shannon there with the grip. I would have had Shannon back their ass out, and I would have said to them, now come outside and fight me like a man, or you're going to get shot right here. Period. Don't think I'm with Shannon because she's just sweet and kind. Just you and me, that's my Harley Quinn. You're going to have to come outside and fight me like a man. You want to kick me like a bitch. Like a man, you got to come outside and fight me like a man. If I lose, I'll lose. I'm a man first. It's going to hurt you to win, though. I know I cannot beat everybody. I'm well aware of that. But I am well aware of the damage that I can cause. And I'm counting on that. And I bet on it any day of the week. These motherfuckers are soft. How the fuck can you gang up and kick on a man because his views is different from yours? Black people, do you not see what's going on in front of your face? This is how slavery started, people. Blacks were in this country and they were not slaves yet. There was only indigent servitude in this country. There were black men in this country that helped with the fucking revolution. There were 9 presidents of the federation that helped give Washington silver to win the war. Hanson is one of them. They erased this from history. Democrats erased this from history. Check. There is no records past the 1800s of the census. Because all the records of the United States Census was destroyed on purpose to show you that blacks had property. They took it, nationalized it, and enslaved them. And it all started with the thought of making it cool to discriminate against them. Like they discriminate against people right now because of free thought. That's the new racism. Color is too pronounced to you now. So now what they do is do the identity politics. They turn it to an intellectual property. It's no longer a physical property. Discrimination is no longer based on your skin. It's based on your intellectual aptitude. This is where it comes from.
Who has no interest in African American people. This is such a blitzkrieg of blathering.
I'm not worried about the left. You know why? How they gonna duplicate a gangster, self-educated, that's done everything you could fucking think of in the streets and survived, sold drugs at the highest level, has met with countless fucking top fucking heads, real bosses, and left the game with a scratch, without a scratch on his face. Who they gonna find that beat the feds themselves? They don't get more authentic than this. It can't get realer than this. I'm not up here for myself. I can really give a fuck about myself. I've showed it in my past. I've done things to put my life at risk with no fucking real reward and didn't give a fuck about doing it. All because I thought it was cool then. Now imagine how the fuck I feel knowing exactly what the fuck I'm doing and knowing that I'm right. Imagine just how prepared I am to die for being fucking right. They get all the fraudulent rappers they want. Them niggas are still enjoying the fruits of that shit. I got a fucking record company and a fucking studio currently right now with people recording in it, and I haven't been in that shit 50 fucking times. And we had that shit for years. Because the whole time while I was doing music, I was conflicted with knowing the truth that came with it. So there's no way in the world I could have been having those same feelings and these same rappers don't know what the fuck is going on. Niggas are sellouts.
Ignorant. Kanye, please cease.
My little fucking brother won't forgive me to this day for this shit. My little brother won't forgive me to this day for this shit. Because he know all this shit was at my disposal. Could have done all of this shit. Could have done anything I but the whole entire time in my heart and my mind, it was somewhere else. I don't know niggas who can fuck with me when it comes to them bars. I don't write that shit down. I do it off my head. Every fucking song. And the same time I was recording them records talking about killing and drug dealing and all that stupid shit, in my heart of hearts, I knew I was wrong. I'm not a perfect man. I am perfect for this job.
The interventions through media of trying to engage issues about which you don't have sophisticated comprehension and knowledge.
Ooh, sophisticated knowledge like Beyonce and Jay-Z when in the Obama White House. All right, meanwhile, Donna Brazile is accusing Kanye of setting African Americans back 155 years. Look at that.
Donna Brazile, the same bitch that sold the DNC to the Clintons. The same bitch that helped Hillary Clinton cheat Bernie Sanders. This same bitch who worked for CNN and gave Hillary Clinton the debate questions. Same bitch.
Joining me now, Pastor Daryl Scott, CEO of the National Diversity Coalition for Trump, Leo Terrell, civil rights attorney, Jeffrey Lord, who served in the Reagan administration and is a contributing editor to the American Spectator, and with me in studio, Garland Nixon, radio talk show host and political analyst. All right, guys, great to have you all on. Thanks for joining me. And now, Leo, let me start with you. I just have to go back to what Michael Eric Dyson said. White supremacy by ventriloquism? Now, to me, when I hear that, Leo, I mean, set aside politics, if a conservative said that about an African-American, celebrity who was liberal, who was showing up with Obama or Clinton or anyone on the left for that matter, there would be hell to pay. But because Kanye's in the Oval with the president,
shout out to Subconscious
it's okay
for the $2.
To minstrel show.
Shout out to Subconscious for the $2 donation. Shout out to everybody with those donations. This is appreciated, people. Thank you very much.
I'm stupid, call him insane, and now he's just a dummy.
They moms just hit me up and told me I gotta send some money to her too. So thank you guys.
With Donald Trump operating his dummy body, how could you think that was a good thing?
Well, let me just be very clear. I'm not going to condone the personal attacks by Dyson, but I will simply say this. I was embarrassed when I saw Kanye West speak yesterday.
I'm embarrassed to hear this fucking nigga speak right now. Who the fuck let this leather-faced bastard get a suit and put it on? I swear, if my hairline ever go that far back, I'm cutting it all off, and you're just gonna see it balding. That's it. You gotta have some dignity about yourself. I mean, god damn.
It was a photo opportunity for Trump. Why was I embarrassed, Laura? Because I challenge anyone on this panel to say that the elimination of the 13th Amendment is a good idea.
It's a good idea. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why it's a good idea, because we're going to read it right now. Are y'all ready? Here we go. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution declares that neither slave nor involuntary servitude exempt as a punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted. So if you've been convicted of a crime, you will be involved in involuntary servitude. When you are incarcerated, you are forced to do these jobs you are assigned to. If you don't, you will be housed in a segregated housing unit. This is forced slavery. If you are a plumber in the streets and you get arrested, your job in jail will be as a plumber. They do not hire outside plumbers. They hire one outside contractor who makes exuberant amounts of money to watch inmates do all the work while inmates are being paid some under 10 cents an hour, if 10 cents an hour. While in the county jails and other jails they hold you in for a soup, which will be 10 cents, is over $1.25. I know. I was in Pike County, Pennsylvania, and I spent over $50,000 alone on commissary while I was there awaiting trial for a year and a half. I spent $30,000 on the phone. If you don't believe me, I will get I will get all the bills and post all that shit online and show you. $30,000 on the phone alone to call home. You do not make enough money in prison to feed yourself in prison. You have to rely on people outside of prison, or you will rest in indigent status. The 13th Amendment freed blacks, but then it affected all Americans. Had you been caught in the slippery slope of the judicial system created by Democrats, especially when it pertains to criminal activity. People are getting caught for embezzlement and everything else, and they got their fucking feet up. You can go with some fucking hard in your pocket, boy, it's over for you. You're gonna learn a new trade, nigga, dishwasher. Don't let these niggas here who's never come from the hood talk about what Kanye West is entitled to talk about or should talk about. Kanye West is a survivor of the hood. This nigga is someone who just talks about it.
Stop and frisk exists. Kanye West does not have the skill set to talk about the 13th Amendment, which he did yesterday, stop and frisk, which does not exist. And Kanye West is the guy who said that George Bush hates black people. Let me be very clear. He's not a Condoleezza Rice. He's not a Colin Powell. And you know Michael Steele.
Who said we like Condoleezza Rice? Colin Powell later came out and said he made a mistake fucking with George Bush.
Kanye West does not have the skill set to talk about it.
Did he test Kanye West? In order for black people to talk to Trump or have an opinion, do we have to check with this nigga first? Do we got to have this nigga's permission? Is his permission required?
Any of those subjects, and I challenge anyone on this panel to tell me they support the idea of eliminating the 13th Amendment. Please tell me.
Let me announce to you that tonight, on tonight's show, you're going to want to tune in because tonight I will have Brandon Tatum on the show tonight. Yes, tonight, Brandon Tatum from Turning Point USA will be on the show. Yes. And Kaya Jones, former singer of the Pussycat Dolls, newfound political activist. I will also have her on the show later on tonight as we push forward towards the Turning Point USA. Hopefully we'll have time while we are there, Turning Point USA, to have Candace Owens on the show. I'm not playing. Neither are you. I'm the guy saying the shit you want to say. When you're white, you can't say it. I'm the guy when you're black saying the shit you want to say, but you can't say it for fear for saying it and backlash for saying it. You're both in the same situation. And I'm the guy bridging it together, saying what you're both trying to say, you both want to say, of every racist too. Latino the same. I'm here saying it for you. This shit is an insult. What the fuck? Do we gotta go through this motherfucking leather-face, forehead ass nigga to get to the president? This nigga look like a monkey. I said it. I don't give a fuck who get mad at it. This monkey face, leather patch forehead having ass nigga look fucking ridiculous on there. Especially when he's on there just trying to tear a black man down. It seems as if he's fucking jealous that he's not in that seat talking to Trump. Receiving the accolades for saving a community that's been impoverished, oppressed, and fucking miseducated since the inception of the fucking Democrat Party. How the fuck can he be a conservative and be against a conservative? This is blasphemy. He's not a fucking conservative.
Yeah, that's not wacko.
Well, I'm not getting you on the 13th Amendment. I'm not sure you ever said it in those terms, but
that's what Kanye West said. It should be eliminated.
Okay, let's go to Pastor Scott. Pastor Scott.
Thank you. Let's go to Pastor Scott.
Kanye West is a very unconventional figure. Let's just put it that way. I mean, his music is it's very popular. He's one of the top rap artists in the world. He speaks to a certain segment of the population. Again, very wealthy, incredible entrepreneur. It's not my cup of tea, but he comes out and he says a few things about fatherhood and people who lack masculine role models. I love this president. I want him to be successful. And suddenly he becomes, oh my God, he is the KKK. I thought the reaction to him was just way over the top, and I was wondering why. What are your thoughts?
Kanye West critics and detractors, they have a problem with how he said, what he said, and who he said it to. his content, when you dissect the content of what he said, what did he say that was so wrong? Even when my brother is talking about his abolishment of the 13th Amendment, there's a component in the 13th Amendment that legalizes slavery for criminals, with blacks being disproportionately incarcerated. Hey man, I didn't interrupt you. Calm down. With blacks being disproportionately incarcerated.
He's trying to tell me he's wrong, but I just read it to you. I just read it to you.
He's saying that, and I had a brother-in-law that served years in prison, and he said it's turning into institutionalized slavery. They don't like the fact that Kanye West is his own man.
And again, he's saying that he's wrong. But this nigga ain't never been in jail. This nigga ain't never been in jail. I've been in jail. April 4th, 2004, I called home and I was told my best friend was murdered. Auntie Mom was there. I turned on the news while I was in the prison, and guess who I saw? My best friend. I was just in the streets with him getting money. A week later, I called home. Guess what I heard? My father died. They wouldn't let me go pay my respects to my father. I offered to pay for the marshal services. I offered to pay for my plane ticket. I offered to pay for whatever expenditures that it would have cost me to go to my father's funeral. They denied me the right to go to my father's funeral. Fast forward, January 2009. I know that I'm due to be released. I call my grandmother. We're talking. She tells me she's not feeling good. I told her she's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And I'm going to see her. And we had a great conversation. She told me that she regretted that she didn't do as much for me as she did for my brother. I've never, ever spoke outside of this conversation that I'm having with the whole world today. She told me that she wished she would have put the money up so I could have made bail. I made bail already. I ran when I gave him the bail. I explained to her that I didn't need it. But she said, doesn't matter, I could have, and I didn't. She said, no matter what, you've always called home. Whenever you was home, you always came to visit. Other grandchildren that she had did not do that. She expressed to me her regret, and she told me that I was going to change the game. And it's crazy because I never understood what this woman was talking about till right now, talking to you and telling you. She said, you have to change the game, baby. I said, Grandma, when I come home, I'm going to be a star. She said, I believe you, but you have to change the game. This is a total change of the game, Grandma. I told her everything would be okay. I knew I was graduating. I was getting my diploma. And then a week later, I called home to hear that my grandmother died. The wardens, no one would allow me to go see my grandmother for her funeral. I was in New York City, held in the Manhattan building, and my grandmother lived in Brooklyn. You cannot tell me what the fuck a liberal does, or how the fuck they feel, or what the fuck it's done to the hood, or tell me I don't have the capability of talking and expressing of what the fuck I survived. Every black man and woman growing up in these fucking cities, in these fucking states, are dealing with the same thing, and they're masking the pain with denying the fact that the motherfuckers are stabbing them or trying to hand them band-aids after the fucking fact.
And whatever you say he's not qualified to speak on, he's qualified to have his own opinion.
You don't know what you're talking about the 13th Amendment. You're wrong.
He doesn't try to be anybody else but a Kanye West.
What about stop and frisk?
What I don't like?
What about
all
stop
the
and frisk?
people that criticize the fact that he went up there, and all
you're
the people
ignoring
that
what he said.
All the people that he said stop and frisk because the president is thinking about implementing it, and Kanye West said it's not going to work. And they think that that's what stopped the crime in New York City, but that's not what stopped the crime in New York City. People still had hammers and still was committing crimes. It's unconstitutional for a cop to hop out of his car, pull his fucking gun out on you, and tell you to get against the wall so he can pat you down. That's what they do in prison. The democratic policies that have worked or that have pretended to work before is not the cause of it changing. The cause of it changing was job growth and more job opportunities. And that's the one thing they do not give Giuliani credit for when it comes to him running New York City. Bloomberg ran New York City. The two prosperous times that New York City has ever had financially is when Republicans ran the city. Who has continued to run the state, though? Governors. The Democratic governor.
That refused an opportunity to go themselves. Kanye West was there unfiltered, and the president allowed him to be unfiltered. And any of these critics that want to sit up,
who qualifies him? Where the fuck does he go for qualification? Is it a qualification school that Kanye West got to go to? Leatherface?
they don't have the stones to go up and sit down with him and talk to himself. Then you can't stand outside and throw rocks. Go up there and go up there and talk to him yourself.
Okay, I want to go to Garland here because
hold the fuck up. Give that fucking man a fucking round of applause for that. Shutting them fucking down. You know, I wasn't too sure of the pastor before or how much of that street gutter he had in him. But he tried to stop himself from telling him to just shut the fuck up. Because he had to fight everything in him. He had to have God put a hand on his shoulder a minute ago and tell him, like, son, don't do that.
I actually think this is an interesting moment. And it's an interesting moment because the conversation about race in America, to me, is stuck. It's not moving beyond where it is right now. And again, Kanye is kind of this unconventional guy. He's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. He's a rapper. He starts small businesses. He's interested in technology. I don't know him. I don't know really much about him. But to me and what he's saying is, let me think for myself. Don't denounce me because I actually like this guy who's president and want to make him successful. And I think to myself, why would the liberals be against that? Because everyone's for freedom of thought, be who you want to be, express who you want to be. So why are liberals so exercised about one guy? You got the whole celebrity community on your side. One guy who says he likes Trump.
I think there's two dynamics going on here. The first one, and let's be real, let's be honest about this. Within the black voting bloc, Donald Trump is absolutely loathed. And
36% approval is not bad.
I'll tell you what.
36% approval yesterday by Rasmussen.
Let's talk
That's
about
double it was last year.
Let's talk about,
you guys are worried about that, aren't you?
Talk about the second or third week. Wait, hold on a second.
Get him, Laura.
I understand those numbers. Let's talk about the second or third week of November and see if those numbers hold up, which they
held up in 2016. But
number two, that much. Number two, in that that you've got Kanye West, a guy with, and let's be honest, he does have a history of some mental issues and some outrageous statements. A guy who's worth $350 to $400 million.
You see how the first thing he does before he actually breaks down his true resume is that he's had some mental issues. Kanye hasn't had mental issues. Kanye is dealing with a crazy world. Kanye is upset. I said in a prior show, some shows back, I always feel like a sane person trapped in an insane asylum. Because everyone around you are all agreeing to the same dumb shit that you know emphatically is dumb shit. He becomes mentally ill when he doesn't conform to their dumb shit.
He does not speak for the black community.
$300, $400 million.
If Donald
Why
Trump was
doesn't
to
he?
ask me,
Why doesn't he when Kanye West has the most sought after sneaker in the black community? Outselling Michael Jordan, which is the only sneakers that I really wear is Jordan sneakers because my nephew who passed away. Mike's a seller. It's the second highest selling shoe. It was always the first highest selling shoe for all time until Kanye West came in and crushed the building. I'm going to give me a few pair of Yeezys. Fucking love you, Kanye. Shannon's going to have to get some too.
need to speak with him tomorrow. I would, but I would expect to be vilified because I know the black community hates him so bad that I better be ready to. I'd be ready to.
Garland, hold on, guys, hold on. Do you think when you say the black community hates him so bad, how does that advance the black community?
I don't think it advanced the black community, but let me tell you something about the history of the black community in politics.
Because they didn't think that. They didn't think that. Wait a second. Wait. They didn't think that 5 years ago. He was a featured guest and celebrity on music videos and movies. Mm-hmm. He was revered by the entertainment industry, the sports industry. But suddenly Donald Trump is running the country. We got the lowest unemployment 49 years for the country, historically low unemployment for African Americans. Still need work to do, but making some progress. So when you say they hate Donald, it just, there's something that's not adding up here, Garland. I'm honestly trying to make progress here, not just doing a talking point. There seems to be a bridge that can be built between what the president wants to accomplish for America and African Americans. Do you think so?
Absolutely not.
Not?
Let me tell you why.
President reform, what he's doing?
Forget it.
Forget it.
When in the black community, when they saw a bunch of guys in Charlottesville with Nazi flags and Donald Trump hats on, that was it. There's no coming back from that.
No coming back.
Right, absolutely.
No, because he controlled Charlottesville. Let's go to Jeffrey Lord. Jeffrey, you haven't spoken yet. Jeffrey Lord, go ahead.
Laura, you hit it exactly on the head. Kanye West walked off the liberal plantation, and that's something that is not supposed to be done, and now they're coming from him. Laura, I'm going to read you a line which I know you recognize well, since it was said by Justice Clarence Thomas, for whom clerked. And the line is that what he was put through, what Justice Thomas was put through, was a high-tech lynching for uppity blacks who in any way deigned to think for themselves, to do for themselves, to have different ideas. That is exactly
what does that have to do with Kanye West? That is so irrelevant.
Kanye West, you know, Kanye West said to everybody, I'm in America. He is in America. Whatever he chooses to do.
Put some ones up for Yeezy right now. Put some fucking ones up for Yeezy right now. I don't want to hear that shit no more. You gotta drown them out. Because that energy is so toxic. No one had the insight to do this. Nobody. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear none of the negative shit. I don't want to hear nothing against Kanye West. Any rapper that got something to say against Kanye West, you have to have a greater song than this. You gotta have a more uplifting record than this. That's how you meet that fucking qualification. Anyone talking bad about Kanye West, your life of work, your body of work, needs to compile with something as special as this. Because if you can't, I'm not trying to hear it. The devil trying to break me down. God, show me the signs. You don't have to believe in Jesus Christ to understand. This record just means God. Whatever you call God, however you interpret God, whatever you feel is God, whatever that spirit is that gets you up and drives you, this is what this means. What's done above is done below. There is nothing new under the sun. And as the sun meets the equinox, there has been a ton of men related to the same story. Doesn't matter what name you've given him, what region you have been at. The stories have been written in stone, and they all say the same thing. When you are speaking the truth in the true word of God, which isn't behold the scriptures and books, but the true idea of love, compassion, honesty, these things will always be attacked by Satan, by the devils, by the wicked. We are fixated on the idea that power equates to money, but it doesn't. Power equates to influence. And those that are properly influenced are a threat. If the left truly believed Donald Trump was a racist, they would definitely let Kanye West go and talk to Donald Trump, and they would have no issues with it because they know, and they would know, that Donald Trump would just show he's a racist. I pride myself on giving people the benefit of the doubt. Everyone deserves that much. If someone says something about me, I will hope that I was granted the same thing. At least that much. Because that's real. That's what real people do. Real people aren't worried about what you wear or how much money you have. Real people are worried about how do you care about other people and if it's honest. Real people look at the way you treat your loved ones and your family, and they base their judgment off of that because that shows your character. The only thing we continue to see from the people on the left is they have a very poor way of controlling their lives. They are desperate to try to win the House and the Senate so they can continue with an investigation that no one's been talking about because they've been putting a lot of hoopla about Kavanaugh in the air, so you forget that Mueller is still currently investigating the president on a Russian probe that ain't about nothing. All the people that were involved from the FBI are fired because they're lying and mishandling of the case. Yet and still, there's still an investigation going with the president. Why? No one is talking about fusion GPS. No one is talking about 20% of uranium going to Russia, right in Vladimir Putin's hands. No one is talking about China hacking the DNC. No one. No one is talking about the misappropriation of funds of the Clinton Foundation and why Haiti is a fucking prison island right now due to the fucking Clintons. No one. Babies disappearing overnight. Groups being caught kidnapping kids, trying to take them to the Dominican Republic. And the kids said their parents was alive and just fine. And they were taken from their parents and told they were going to schools, to a school camp, when they were really trying to smuggle these kids out the country. And these same perpetrators were allowed in this country due to the Clinton Foundation. How is it that I know all of this stuff and they don't? How is it that I can prove all of this stuff and they can't? I'm a nigga from the projects, roaches and rats. The liberals believe we don't know how to use the internet and computers, and we don't know how to go to the library to search for information. And consequently, if you hear from the token niggas on television, us Negroes don't read either. You know what I'm saying, so let me just go ahead and say it. Fuck the other side, bitch. We don't care.